This is Silver casting another game of StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm, and I'm not sure if this one's on the North American ladder, as the game actually in the replay had the Protoss with only one S in the Terran as Terran-er with an ER at the end, and I'm not sure. So there's the good luck, have fun, and introducing the players. Spawning in the top right corner of the map on Star Station, we have mrDK. So we have a good old Donkey Kong, and he's going against HonkieBong. So I don't know. It's kind of like a mirror matchup because we got HonkieBong versus Donkey Kong. So we'll see what's going to happen. And it is a Protoss versus Terran, and I have not casted this one a lot, especially not at this level, considering this is a Masters level of play. So I'm excited to see what happens. This is a very fun matchup to watch and play. There's a lot of counters to everything, and it really comes down to good micro. If you miss those Psystorms, you could end up losing as a Protoss, or if you do a wrong stutter step into a couple Colossus fire, you're just going to get melted to the ground. So it's going to come down a lot to micro, and also there's a lot of potential for early harass. Now, we do have a gateway at 13 by DK, so he's probably going a standard build. He doesn't have any gases yet, so I'm wondering if he's following this up with expansion. And HonkieBong is building refinery, so he might be doing a Reaper expansion build. I'm most likely going to guess here, so we'll see what's going to be the case as HonkieBong decides to scout in the right direction. Sorry, I got those names mixed up just a bit. But I'm all good now, and we do have double refineries at 16 for HonkieBong, and now so I'm not sure if he's going to be expanding early or doing some sort of other build. Now Bong's scout is now in his opponent's base, however it is going to be slowly walled off by this SCV and is now going to be trapped forever. I see he might be trying to make a home for him, but I believe HonkieBong realizes this probe is dead right now. He does try to harass. Let's see if he can get some mineral pulls. Yes, he pulls 3 SCVs. That's pretty good. Delaying some mining just a bit. As you can see, that drops him just slightly behind in the mining. If you look at the units tab, HonkieBong is up in probes right now, but that will shortly change as the orbital command will soon be done for mrDK. He does decide to open with the Reaper, so my Reaper expand hypothesis is so far proving correct. We'll see if that is the case. He decides to send this Reaper over here to kill the probe first, who actually might almost take out an SCV. I don't think so, as the SCV survives with 10 health, and he's going to go happily back to mining. Now the Reaper has drawn first blood, and we'll see if he can do any harass. However, showing that Reaper means that HonkieBong is going to respawn by cornering on a Stalker, so it will be here in time. And the Reaper will probably get here just at the wrong time as the Mothership Core and the Stalker arrive. So I don't believe this Reaper is going to be doing that much damage to the probes. Probably not. He's probably just doing some scouting as these guys are so fast. So he sees the double gas timings. He sees the core and the gateway. However, this could easily be followed up with expansion because HonkieBong is floating a lot of minerals, and you do see an expansion down for mrDK. Now, so my Reaper expand hypothesis was proven correct. Now he is following it up with a factory, not additional barracks right away, so maybe he'll have some window mines for defense early, I am not sure. And HonkieBong is deciding to press out with his Mothership Core. Just his Mothership Core, maybe trying to get them any free Marine kills out there. There is only 2 Marines, and I believe one Mothership Core can kill 2 Marines, as it does have 8 damage, and Marines have 6, and I'm not sure. I mean, I've seen it done. I've seen it done before. But he might just be going straight for the SCVs. We'll see if he can actually get any kills here as the Reaper is being fended off by the Stalker. Here goes the probe. He actually gets 1 kill. He does time warp, so none of the SCVs can escape. We'll see if he can get 2 kills here. However, the Marines are here, and there's 3 of them. He might lose this Mothership Core if he's not core, because he's considered outnumbered by these 4 Marines. And they do have the awesome skin. Look at them run with their hero shirts on as they're trying to chase the Mothership Core away, which they successfully do. And the expansion is just a little over halfway done for HonkieBong, while the expansion is done for mrDK, so we will be having the lead on the economy, considering he'll be having double orbital commands, most likely. And we do have a Twilight Council and a Forge being built by HonkieBong, so maybe we'll see some DTs, or maybe that's for ground upgrades. But he also is following up with the Robos facility, so I am thinking DTs because DTs in a warp prism is pretty strong if you can get a lot, because if your opponent doesn't realize it, you can actually run over and kill any missile turrets around the mineral lines, and then try to force scans, and if you dodge the scans, they're pretty much all good. However, the Reaper harass is still going on, and I don't believe this Reaper's gotten any kills. He actually, no, it's he has 1 kill. However, he is going to be fended off by these Stalkers and Sentry. And I'm just curious how the income's looking up. It's actually, yeah, heavily favoring DK in both minerals, because he has double muleage going on right now. And he's actually built 2 starports, so we'll see. I'm not sure what those 2 starports for. Maybe he's actually going for a lot of air. He hasn't built any add-ons, so he's just building medevacs at the time. Maybe he just had a lot of money. He's like, whatever, I'm just gonna spend it. However, he doesn't have any, like, he has 1 factory producing wind mines and 1 barracks producing whatever. He is throwing down another barrack, so maybe double starport was just kind of his thing. However, if you look at the army supply, it is favoring mrDK a lot, as he does load up 2 widow mines in a drop. We'll see if these can pay off. There is 1 stalker here to defend this, and an observer, so if HonkieBong responds correctly, he will not actually be taking any damage from this widow mine drop. So we'll see about to commence, as he actually has turned the Twilight Council tech into a Temple Archives. There is no charge or blink on the way, and he's working on his armor upgrades first. Personally, I'd probably go with the double forge at this point, because you know it's a macro game, because both players have expanded right away, so they're not going to have a huge army supply, and a double forge will really pay off. Here comes the medevac. You'll see if he can actually do any damage. He drops the widow mines. However, there are stalkers warping in to defend this. The widow mines do burrow, so they might kill a couple stalkers here, and kaboom, the stalkers go down. However, these widow mines are going to be picked off. However, the medevac does manage to save one, and then flies off to this nice dead space. He's actually just flying. This medevac is just flying into space, as you can see. We are currently traveling through the galaxy. Through the universe, I'm sorry. Probably somewhere wherever the Protoss live. I'm not sure. I know the Terrans in the Capullo sector, but this is not the Capullo sector. The medevac almost gets taken out there by the Stalkers. However, he does manage to cling on to that widow mine once again and survive. And at the base, there's actually a turret going down. So mrDK is sort of ready for any grounded counterattack, considering there's a missile turret to prevent against DTs. You can kill this observer if HonkieBong's not paying attention. There's a 1 bunker here with some marines. However, this position can easily be fortified with the units on the field. Now, there is a warp prison being built for HonkieBong, so we might see some warp prism micro drops coming in, and there's actually another drop incoming from mrDK. It's the same medevac with the same widow mine that does have 1 kill on stalker. He's actually just going to burrow right here. Maybe pick off a probe every once in a while. That will be it's pretty interesting. As looking at the units, mrDK has only 2 widow mines left, so those were it. He just used them, and I believe he did get, yeah, he got a few units killed, and he is leading in the units lost category. So widow mine drop did pay off, considering he's managed to survive to this 1 medevac for so long. Where is that medevac? Yeah, right here. It's like 11 HP. And yeah, so both players just macroing up at this point, but once again, soon these players will start approaching maxed out very quickly, and then we will have a great game on our hands. Because just based on the file size, this warp prism does actually get hit by this widow mine on its way out. It is actually dropping high Templars. Now this is something you do not see every day, is a drop of high Templars in the base. There is a missile turret here to defend this. There's several, so he's going to have to be pretty careful or he might lose that warp prism. Let's see if he decides to reposition marines in defense. But yeah, just as I was saying, based on the size, like the memory size of this replay, it is pretty long. So I'm not sure the exact length of it. So I'm pretty sure we're going to have a great game on our hands once just the minor harassment command stops. And the warp prism does go in. He does manage to find a sweet spot. He drops that at Templars. We'll see if they get off the storm in time. 1 storm goes down, 2 storms go down, and all the SCVs are picked off, and the warp prism manages to make it out. However, there is a Viking trailing it. We'll see if he can survive here, as there is no warp prism speed, so it will probably be able to take out this warp prism. Maybe he could drop off these high Templars in response. However, the Viking does manage to take it down. So he does lose that warp prism and the high Templars, but man, that was a decent amount of SCVs killed. Let's take a look at the units killed. As you can see, that was 14 workers killed. I mean, more like 12, considering his mothership core did get a few kills early, as I believe it's still on the field. Yeah, here it is. And mothership core got 1 kill, so that was a decent amount of worker kills for HonkieBong. So we'll see if he can turn that into something and gain a clear advantage, as this game most likely will be approaching the late game stage very quickly, as although the supply is low, the income is it's getting up there, so I do expect to see third bases very soon. And as you can see in the production, there is Ghost Academies done for mrDK, so he does have Ghost in response to the Templars. And on the Protest side, the ground over level 3 is almost up. Now that's pretty good, considering it's always good to have a more durable army, especially going against looks like Marine Marauder and a Thor at this point, because that kind of rips. However, the upgrades for mrDK are looking at 1-1 for the infantry, and nothing for the Viking, and nothing for the Thor. So I believe mrDK does have a advantage in the upgrades. However, the attack is commencing. We'll see if he does have enough to defend this. His army is kind of spread out all across the map. It's actually in his main base. He might have to cancel this Nexus if he doesn't get his units over here in time. However, he is responding. We'll see if mrDK can actually do something here. However, he doesn't really have that many forces, and HonkieBong has a lot of Zealots. However, there is no charge on these Zealots, so they're not going to be doing that much damage. And if mrDK micros correctly, he will be able to kill a lot of these Zealots. The Thor is going to town, and is only getting 1 kill though, as it does get surrounded by these Zealots. And feedback on the medevac is going to do substantial damage, and he does manage to pick up some infantry and is flying them over. Looks like for a drop, maybe later. He's queuing up a drop. However, that attack definitely did not pay off for mrDK, considering it did even up the unit's lost step. I'm surprised he actually didn't lose more. However, there's a drop going down by mrDK at the natural for HonkieBong, and it looked like it was going to be cleaned up by a couple of Zealots. And that pretty much evens out the unit's loss tab. That actually is 50 resources apart now, so it's a very close game we have on our hands, as the thirds for both players are up. So we are approaching late game Terran vs Protoss. We will see what kind of crazy shenanigans these players can pull, as the main objective is actually going to be killing the opponent's base and army, as in this matchup it's almost unfavorable to engage directly into a Protoss army, so the Terran player tries to pull him every which way. As you can see, there is a drop going down by mrDK. There is a High Templar here. We'll see if he can get the feedback off in time before these drops. However, the drop does happen. He does not react in time, and this High Templar is going to be picked off these Marines. And there's another High Templar here. It's going to drop a Storm. However, these Marauders do have beef, as they are killing off the cannon and now going for the refiner. That is a smart choice, as they prevent any more gas being collected by the Protoss player. Does kill the refinery and back out of there. Man, these medevacs have very low HP, as the late photon overcharge almost kills off this medevac. So these medevacs, I believe this is the same medevac, is proving quite effective for mrDK, as he is managing to get some harass here, and I believe that pulls him ahead in the resources lost tab, considering 2 High Templars were taken out by mrDK. And currently in production, he's producing a lot more Wintermines and Mardars, and HonkieBong is transitioning into Stargate, so that's going to pay off against this mostly Mardar army, as a couple Void Rays can really kill it. However, a couple of Mardars here are proving quite pesky, as they're not really engaging directly, because there's a lot of Zealots here, and I don't think that can really attack here, and they're just knocking off pylons here. They're actually forcing a supply block for HonkieBong. However, HonkieBong is ahead in supply by quite a lot. Actually, most of it's worker supply, so yeah, so I'm wondering how the economy is going for. Yeah, it does bring him ahead in economy. However, that means he's going to have a smaller army, and approaching maxed out. As a Protoss, you're not going to be able to re-max that quickly, so I'm not sure if that's the best case, as the center turret does go up for mrDK. Donkey Kong is setting up a watchtower so he can keep the princess there for Mario. And yeah, I always love this. Center towers, I think, are OP. It's pretty much like instant massive detection. There is a base drop down here by HonkieBong, however, it is instantly spotted by this Reaper, who is slowly picking it off. We'll see if he cancels this or just decides to let it continue, as there's an attack of mostly Mardars with a handful of Marines and medevacs mixed in. Pressing the attack, there is Ghost charging up on energy in the back, so the EMTs will be deadly. However, there's... Oh, here's the Archon. I was wondering when I'd see these rugby players. The Archons are on the field. They do have 3 armor. That's not going to help them that much, considering most of them are shields. I'm not sure if that was a miscalculation by HonkieBong. We'll see. If the EMPs are going to be deadly, he does have a couple High Templars in the back full of energy for these storms, so that's 200 energy divided by 70. 600 energy divided by 75, that brings it to 8 storms. So he has 8 storms to cast here. That's quite a lot. Actually, no, because they can only cast 2 at once. So, oh, the feedback does take out the Ghost, and the Ghost bodyboards go flying. However, what are you doing, man? You're just gonna get owned. He does feedback a medevac, I believe. No, he feedbacked another Ghost. So, 2 goes for 1 High Templar. That's a nice exchange, as HonkieBong decides to pull back, as he is leading in the Econ tab. He does let this Nexus decide to finish. This Reaper has actually picked off all of its shields. However, I don't believe we'll take it out. There is a drop going on of a couple Martyrs going to be cleaned up by the Zealots and Immortal. So the Immortal is a nice touch to his army composition, considering HonkieBong is going heavy into Martyrs. He's actually transitioning to Hellbats, so it's a very good call, considering versus the Zealot heavy Protoss. And looking at the upgrades, he has 3-3 underway. There is no upgrades underway for mrDK, however, he is sitting on 3-2. 2-3 actually. This Nexus still being picked off by this Reaper. He could really send one Zealot here to defend this, and these 2 Martyrs are probably going to finish out. Oh, 1 Stalker here. However, these 2 Martyrs here are going to destroy this. However, most of HonkieBong's army is moved into position to attack mrDK's new 4th base, and he does force a liftoff. There actually is not that much anti-air, so we won't be able to quickly. However, the Time Warp does go down, slowing the patrolling Terran army. However, there's a lot of Martyrs here. The Zealots are trying to get a good surround. The Widow Mines burrow. They'll be doing massive splash damage, and here they go. Oh my god, that is a ton of Widow Mines! As several of them detonate, a lot of Zealots are going down, but still the Fireball is reduced to a smaller army. However, he does get a nice split. A Storm on the own Protoss army is going to be hurting himself by HonkieBong. He does actually send the SCVs into this attack. There is, however, a decent amount of Martyrs on here to defend this. However, these Archons are going to town, and they do additional damage with Martyrs, so we will see if they mrDK can hold on here, as his army is pretty reduced to its limits. However, if you look at the supply, given that HonkieBong does have a lot of worker supply, he probably can hold on with these Widow Mines, which are just unbelievable. Look at they probably each got several kills each. As the Ghosts do have a batting edge, I believe he's trying to bait them into the Widow Mines, which could be deadly. Oh my god, more activate, taking out an Archon. Here, hope these are going to activate. He does move in the Widow Mines in mass. I believe this Protoss army is done for, as the Widow Mines go kaboom, taking out the Immortals. There's only 1 Archon left. However, in the meantime, mrDK's 3rd has gone down. So this is going to be heavily favoring the Protoss opponent in the economy. But there's a counterattack of a couple. I think these are the same Martyrs from earlier. They are actually going to town on HonkieBong's 3rd base. And more Widow Mines. Actually, he's just cranking out Widow Mines. He's really like, man, these are good. There's no detection on the field, as a couple of them just take out that Archon like nothing. And HonkieBong decides to still press the attack with these Zealots and into the Widow Mines. And it looks like these Zealots are going to explode as one goes down. And the army turns to fire. So, wow, that was a crazy engagement we just had there, as mrDK managed to pull off a stellar defense of making literally a line of Widow Mines. That was, like, preemptive, that was already there, and just retreating as they all activated. Look at these, they have several kills each. That is insane. The Mothership Core is doing some damage here versus these Ghosts. However, the Ghosts should probably take this out, or at least do something. Like, 1 snipe, this thing's dead. He actually has been building nukes. So, DK is going to be throwing some nukes down at Bong. And we will see if they will pay off. And this Nexus does go down to these 2 Martyrs eventually. And the counterattack of mass Widow Mines continues here. This is a lot of Widow Mines, and there's not a lot of army to defend this. He could lose a lot of these probes if he's not careful. He does pull the probe. However, this Widow Mine is probably going to die due to these Void Rates. The Zealots do attack, however, they're just going to be destroyed, as there is a ton of... What is the Widow Mine count right now for DK? 13 Widow Mines, pretty much all parked inside of HonkieBong's base. Now this is quite an interesting battle we're seeing here, as mrDK has literally held on with just Widow Mines, as he is still behind in the Resources Lost tab and in the economy. Oh no, actually there's no mining going on. What has happened? He doesn't have any probes down here, and I believe his natural and his main was mined out, and these Widow Mines are preventing all mining. That is crazy. As the Detector is finally managing to clean up these Widow Mines and Ghosts. However, there's they're not free kills, considering a lot of Zealots are dying to these. So HonkieBong really has to stabilize here and get his economy back on the feet, because I believe he's lost a lot of... No, he still has a lot of his probes. Where are they? Oh, they're not mining. They need to mine at a base. However, he only has 1 base mineable at this point. Well, 2. So he needs to evenly saturate those probes. However, the big counterattack by DK is going to be pressing really the base that HonkieBong needs to hang in here. We'll see if he can manage to do it. There is a couple of turrets, there is a couple of cannons here, however there aren't enough. The High Templars are warping in, and I'm not sure if it's enough, as there's actually Mr. DK's army is dwindling rapidly. The Archon does manage to morph in and will probably be able to clean up a lot of this. More reinforcements by HonkieBong will probably be able to clean this off as he does decide to retreat, leaving several units behind. And maybe he can take off his Warp Prism or just run out of there. We will see. As Mr. DK has managed to stabilize and get his economy back in P, he has a lot of production underway for his units, while HonkieBong still kind of needs to stabilize. His economy did rebound. He's going to get the probes, however. Another attack by DK is going to be happening at HonkieBong's third base, as the Marine Martyr Hellbat Viking Landing is actually going to be taking out several pylons and gateways. If he loses this expansion, HonkieBong is going to have difficulty holding on. However, in the meantime, he has thrown up this base right here in the middle, but still, that might be able to stabilize in the economy. But losing this base is definitely not something he wants to happen right now. However, the Archons have arrived and they are going to be destroying. The Vikings decide to get the hell out of there. They are good on ground as he decides to leave. The Blink Stalker will be keeping up a couple kills. However, Mr. DK managed to hang on a lot of these forces. So as you can see, the army supply, has actually been hovering around 100 to 130 for the majority of this game. That's because it's been pretty much non-stop since the 15-minute mark, as there's been multiple counterattacks by both players. As look, we have another one going underway for Mr. DK. So wow, this is a pretty incredible battle. He's actually stimming into this base. This base is not actually being complete, so he might force to cancel on this if he can get his army over in time. However, there's only 700 AP. Will the Archon Rugby players make it as they are charging the line? I think they will, as the Nexus is falling. He needs to cancel. He does manage to cancel at the very last second and decide to rebuild that. However, that was really bad canceling timing, as all this aggression by Mr. DK, as we see another attack is moving out on the right side of the map, has allowed him to throw down another expansion. So he's either keeping up in the expansion, as he actually is dropping a nuke at HonkieBong's, essentially his fourth base right now. And I don't think HonkieBong's realizing he's going to lose a lot of probes. There is actually attack going on here. This is why he doesn't realize it. The attack is being fended off by these High Templars and Storms. However, the nuke does go off, killing several probes. And this ghost has his troll face on, killing 11 probes with one nuke. However, Mr. DK lost the majority of his army in that attack. And looking at the army supply, yeah, he is severely down now. So yeah, that did kill a lot of probes. However, HonkieBong still has more than him, so I'm not sure if that did it, because these Archons and these Templars are proving quite effective, as the the line of Archons is proving pretty deadly with the Storms. So the combined AoE, he actually does have a few Void Rays on the field, but probably for the Vikings and the heavy Martyrs. But that's we have a quite exciting game. Sorry about that. How rude of me. So I'm excited to see what happens next, as Mr. DK is actually looking like he's deciding to hold back a little. I mean, he has tons of ghosts on the field. He's deciding to nuke again. We'll see if HonkieBong can actually prevent this in time. I don't really believes he realizes this is happening, as there is an attack of a couple Zealots by Warp Prism forcing this liftoff, and all the probes die here. So this one ghost with 21 kills, he is now a commander ghost. So this guy is actually leading the Terran army, considering how badass he's been. He's been like literally just nuking that one base, getting 21 probe kills, and that will definitely eke up the income tab, as both players are pretty even. However, a counterattack by these Warp Prism is still going on, forcing Mr. DK to lose a lot of SCVs in that attack. So I believe he's actually lost several more. He's lost 30. If you look at the units killed, there's been a lot of dead workers in this game, and because Mr. DK is a Terran, he can actually hold on in the income because of all the orbital commands. I believe, let's see, he's up to 4 orbital commands. So that's 4 mules. That's a ton of mules. However, there is an attack going on by HonkieBong at this base, which Mr. DK desperately needs to hold on here. And the Archons are still proving quite deadly, as the Bio Ball is reduced to pretty much nothing instantly. And I'm not sure if Mr. DK can hold on here. As you can see, he's vastly down in supply. He just has a few infantry units here to defend this. However, the Archons, most of them have fallen, and one of them is very low. So this stimmed army might be able to do this. One storm goes go down, and the bio units fall like grass, as there is only a handful of Marines left. He does force the lift off on this expansion, and the Warp Prism is still flying around now with High Templars, maybe looking for this other expansion. However, there is 2 more orbital commands on the way, so Mr. DK is actually going to be able to hang on in his economy by all these orbital commands, and that's what you get for being a Terran. You just build a lot of world commands, have a couple SCVs in gas, and there you go. However, looking at the supply, wow, very low supplies at this count, and is still favoring HonkieBong, I believe, in value as well. Yes, it is, heavily. So, this has been quite an interesting game. Pretty much non-stop action. We haven't really seen a supply greater than 150 this entire game. So I'm just really excited to see the conclusion, as this is pretty much late, and another Warp Prism drop down here is going to be killing the mules there. There's only 2, and forcing the others off of these orbital commands. I'm wondering if she should kind of just park these here. And another nuke is going down by mrDK. Same troll, 35 kills on this. I must have missed another nuke attack. He definitely nuked again, as he's nuking once more. This one ghost is destroying everything. He has 39 kills, 39 worker kills. However, HonkieBong is just like, fine, you'll nuke my base, I will kill your orbital command with my stalkers. As the Protoss army is here to defend this, there isn't a lot of bio. However, there's a couple mines. They might be able, 4 mines, I believe. They will be able to do decent splash damage, especially if they detonate on these Templars. However, the storm does go down. These bio units are kind of running into their death. Trying to bait these into these winter mines, perhaps. The orbital commands have landed and are actually mining again. These orbital commands and these nukes are actually keeping mrDK in this game, as the Warp Prism harass is kind of doing the same for HonkieBong. He's delayed a lot of mining. As you look at the workers count, it's 24 to 43. Now, for a 35-minute game, that doesn't happen. These zealots will be cleaned up. However, with not taking out these Ghost Academies, so actually one does survive. One does survive if you can manage to repair it. So, wow, my voice actually just got a lot lower there. Anyone else notice that? As Mr. HonkieBong is actually just continuing with the aggression. He has been Warp Prism drops, as he does force the liftoff of this orbital cam. We'll see if he can actually take it out. I believe it will, as there is another attack going on right here at another orbital command. So mrDK is kind of falling behind here, considering he's losing 2 bases as one. But I believe this one ghost is probably just gonna nuke like 3 more bases, like probably this one, and then there's like the GG. And so let's see what this ghost is not even stealth, and HonkieBong actually just doesn't realize it or doesn't care to kill it. There is more zealots prowling around the map. They haven't found these mules yet, which are skyrocketing the Terran, as you can see, to 1,600 minerals a second, and they all die, unfortunately. But I believe he probably has like 4. No, he only has 3 orbital commands, so he's actually down to 3 bases, considering he's had to lift off his main to here, which just did get killed. And so both players are really struggling in the economy right now, considering there is another attack going on by mrDK at this 3rd base, and it will be taken out with ease, as the army is out of position. And these winter mines activating, getting several nice kills, I believe. Yeah, they did get a few kills each. Oh my god, if one of these went off on these side Templars, this would be so trolly. Like, why is he standing these Templars here? He saw the winter mines activate. However, the attack does come in you at HonkieBong's most outlying expansion. It is taking off a few gateways here and there. He decides to pick up a lot of these units, considering the zealots are here to defend this. However, if you look at the supplies, they both are relatively even, considering an army supply, I believe. But yeah, actually mrDK managing to pull ahead there, but without all those extra orbital commands, his economy is really suffering, and HonkieBong should be able to surpass him in a lot of ways very quickly, unless he can drop those nukes. Oh my god, did that ghost get taken out? No! I believe that was the corpse of that ghost. I really think that was the ghost. So that commander ghost with 40 probe kills has finally been killed in action. So that ghost has literally kept mrDK in it. However, he is continuing with the aggression, as he might be able to snipe this Nexus, as it is very low on HP with just a handful of Mardars, and he does get the lift off. We'll see if he can make it out in time. Oh my god, if he can snipe this, that is beautiful. However, one Magnific does go down. He actually just decided to not pay attention. That will be a pretty big loss. If you look at the units loss tab, he is kind of behind a lot in that category. And however, he's pressing on with another attack with the remainder of his forces. It looks like, but out of this line of Widowmine, there is a there's 10 window mines there. If he can bait this Protoss army into that, that could be beautiful. However, I believe he's deciding to retreat to where there is more widow mines actually being burrowed. Now, I haven't really casted a game with this many widow mines being played. Now, this is great. He's just setting like mini minefields. So basically, if this Protoss army runs anywhere, they're going to be taking mines, and they do go right. Let's see if these mines can get any attack. However, the observer is here, but the widow mines do activate, getting several zealot kills. However, I don't believe that is a cost-effective trade. Just because Mr. DK is behind at this point. However, by losing those two bases, the Protoss will be struggling quite a bit. However, these widow mines are going to be activating. Oh my god, there is no observer. These widow mines doing tons of damage to HonkieBong, and his Protoss death ball is reduced to nothing as these widow mines just kind of cut the hamstring on the army, as the rest of the Mardars will be able to clean it up. So we're seeing Marines, I mean, pretty much Mardars, and Mardars fight with a couple Vikings and widow mines. And these widow mines are just traveling with these Mardars, destroying everything. And I believe that will, yeah, that does severely, dangerously even up the unit's loss stats. So Mr. DK is actually managing to pull ahead in the later stages of the game with the constant harass. As you can see, the income for each player is actually favoring Mr. DK. I believe he has gotten his economy a little bit back on track, and he can still produce. However, Mr. DK is not letting up. DK is just sniping bases left and right, and he's actually going to kill off a lot of these probes with the widow mine. Splash damage will be doing some, but still, these probes are just getting destroyed, as these widow mines and nukes, the explosions. DK is just, Donkey Kong is just literally, instead of honking barrels this game, he's honking mines and nukes at you as you're trying to save the princess. And there is a couple High Templars and Oracles. I believe he's gotten the Oracles for detection. That's kind of interesting because he does have a, his robotics facility has been sniped at some point. No, he still, I'm not sure why he's getting those Oracles. Maybe because the Mardars can't attack the air, something like that. Marines can. So we'll see if these Oracles can manage to keep HonkieBong in this game. As you can see, there's not a lot of production going on for either player. Mr. DK is vastly ahead in the army supply. However, more widow mines are doing more damage from the high ground. This is pretty funny, as there's mines everywhere here. And I believe there is either an Oracle or Observer here to observe this. And the Zealot is taking damage. However, there's a couple Mardars. I believe these, oh my god, the widow mines are going off. They're doing tons of damage to these. However, and the storm does go down, killing all these Mardars. Finally, those Mardars did have a massive spree. However, there is a massive attack moving in by Mr. DK of, again, Marines, Mardars, and widow mines. And I'm not sure if HonkieBong can hold on here, considering he is pretty behind in the arm side. Yeah, Mr. DK has pulled ahead. This could be it, unless HonkieBong can pull something out here. As the final battle does continue, the Archons, and there are Zealots. The widow mines, however, are burrowed, and they do activate, killing the majority of the Protoss forces. There's one Archon here, diligently trying to do his job, but he is just not enough. There is a couple of Templars here. The storms do go down, doing substantial damage. However, with no other units backing these forces up, I'm not sure if Mr. HonkieBong can hold on here. As HonkieBong says tricky, moha, and laughs, and I think he's just laughing that widow mines are so low, as one misstep and boom goes there your army. And he does see the GG, so there you have it. That's probably it, as HonkieBong has a 38 supply to 148, and we will probably be seeing the end of the game soon. So, what an amazing game this was. Actually, even both players are recognizing this, as there was constant harassment being done by both players. The mid-game was crazy, as neither army really reached above 150 supply for a long... This is actually the highest supply we've probably seen this entire game, at 151. And at one point, HonkieBong was literally taking out the opponent's bases left and right, doing great job of pulling the Terran apart. However, one Ghost with 40 SCV 40 probe kills and a handful of Mardars managed to pull Mr. DK into the winning position, as he managed to get his economy back on track while denying HonkieBong's hits. So there you have it. That was a excellent Protoss versus Terran at the Masters level. I really hope you enjoyed this cast. I really enjoyed watching this replay. And if you like my videos, please go subscribe and send your replays to TheSilverCaster032 if you want to get a replay, if you want to get a cast out of your own replay. So thanks for watching, and go out there and get your game on.